Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. I'm Rob at RS, and this week we are talking Boushh again. Bit of a bonus. Don't usually plan to do them this close to each other. Doesn't matter, I'm waffling. Let's get on with it. This week, Paul Whitrow from TRamp, you may know it as, came to see us. We have spoke to him about producing the electronics for the Boushh helmet project. He came to see us. He's done an amazing job. He's thrown a little curveball in there that we weren't expecting. You'll see what that is as we get into the video. But yeah, here we go. A little bit of an update and just to show the project developing, moving on and coming together nicely. So here we are working on Boushh, and I'm joined by Paul.
Bonjour.
From, do you want to? Do you want?
I just thought I might try and throw you two out.
Do you want to
Introduce? No.
do your company name?
Well, officially it's TRamp, but I'm more commonly known as Tramp, which is obviously short and Trooper.
Trooper and Amp. Tramp. But you don't dress like a tramp. You've come very smart.
Well, I do. I found this outside in one of your skips.
Might be one of size.
Yeah, well, I've still got the wee stain trainers, if that makes any difference.
Si likes a nice waistcoat, don't you?
A waistcoat. I love waistcoats. I've always worn waistcoats. Not when I'm working on.
Doesn't fit him now, so there may be another one out the front.
There may be another one.
Maybe another one coming out the front. He's just told us.
All right.
Fancy that. Anyway, so you've come. We're on the Boushh.
Yeah,
project.
they're looking really good.
I'm building one at the moment. We've got some over there that are pre-paint, and some that are post-paint, and pre-leather. So there's a lot of pre and post going on.
The paintwork looks amazing on them.
But
Yes, but
if anybody knows you,
not many.
they will know that you make electronic
Stuffs.
yeah, electronic treats.
Treats, I like that.
Yeah, because they're not even just bog standard stuff, are they? You like to.
Yeah, we like to have a play, try and
Yeah,
enhance
like to
costumes a
have a
little
think
bit and
about
props
stuff.
and make them more what you would see on screen.
And I think we've known each other for a while now,
At
isn't
least
it?
3 days.
It's a while now.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's got to be knocking on 8 years? 7, 8 years?
Yeah, it must be.
got to be.
When you think about it,
I've
yeah.
seen you grown in
Maybe
from
more. And we have done
man to a
some.
boy.
We've done some bits. You've done some alien pulse rifle stuff.
Yeah, I did.
For me,
Well,
putting
in
my
fact,
pulse
yours was
rifle.
the first pulse rifle, the first Snow Wolf that I put that kit into. And that was done at your old place, wasn't it? I came
Yeah.
out for a few days and did that, yeah.
So we've done that, and we've always
That was years ago.
been thinking about how we're going to do a project together.
Yes.
And then this happened, and obviously it has the electronic lights in the helmet.
Correct. And you called me at 3 a.m. one morning crying and begging me to help you.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, well, I got up early that morning, stressed.
That was special.
But I thought this is the perfect opportunity to finally work with Paul. And you've brought us something up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously this is just a prototype. So we're looking at fixture and fitting and whether it's close to what we need.
How it all fits in there, and checking for size.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems perfect out of the box.
Very. We've just been looking at screen grabs to see how far in they come.
Yeah, well, it's important to get everything obviously as close as possible to what you see on screen.
Would you like to get it flashing?
You want me to do what?
Flash me.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd never ask. We haven't before, to be fair. We've just got in. There you go. It's quite bright here.
So
I've dumbed down the brightness as well to match what you see on screen.
The first thing, we've connected this. Can I just pull this out?
Yeah.
It's not going to explode or anything.
It might. We'll find out.
Okay, we're safe. So first thing to note is this is running off a power bank, and it connects by USB.
That's a micro
mini USB. Micro. Not even a mini, it's a micro.
Not even a mini, that's a micro.
So it's micro USB. That means it's got power, does it?
Yep.
Okay, so on this version, there's no on-off switch?
No, it doesn't really need it, does it? You can just plug the USB cable in or out to the battery. That's all you need.
Obviously, it's going to fit in from behind, but, well, it's dropped inside.
It's going to be fixed better than that, I would assume.
Yeah.
Try doing it from the back.
It's not going to be sitting proud, that's for sure.
Go in from the back.
But that's the we've gone
micro
with
USB.
USB connection,
Okay.
which is a nice modern way of powering this, as opposed to the battery option. You know, like a couple of little AA's.
You can do both. You can get
really
the
like
AA
that.
holder, which goes into a USB
And that connects
connector.
to a USB connector.
Yeah, you can do. So there's multiple options for how you actually want to power it, but the most useful would be straight from a USB cable, so you can then plug that into your wall socket, your charger for your phone, a battery pack, whatever you want to choose.
So we could
really.
get a long cable, we could plug this straight in to the wall, or we can get a little battery pack.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of options, a lot of flexibility, and we're exploring those.
We are.
Because that's,
And if it's just going to be a display piece, you don't need to worry too much about it. You can have a
keep
nice
dropping it
long
in.
cable running to your wall socket.
So the USB is giving us some flexibility here. People can probably stay tuned for what we might be doing with the stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's having this lead gives us some ideas
Yep.
of where we could go. And we could have a shorter lead inside the helmet, we could have a longer lead.
Yeah, I mean,
outside the helmet.
this is just a battery pack that I picked up on the way out the door this morning, but you can get single-sized 18650 battery packs, which are then used as what are they? What's the word I'm looking for? Emergency chargers and things like that for your phone. So you can pick up those really small ones. You can mount one of those in there. There's all sorts of options that you have.
So this is very nice. This is another
Pretty, isn't it?
another box ticked off
Pretty.
for the Boushh project.
Yeah, and I've got somebody very special lined up who's going to make all of those for me. Or for us, I should say.
It's quite hypnotic.
So,
I think I'm under your power now.
that's what I did it for. It's flashing at a particular rate. The camera won't pick it up, so it's safe to film. But you are now mine.
I sense that you're telling me you're hungry,
Definitely.
as am I.
So you want to put this in and then turn it all on?
Well, before we put it in, talk us through it. Apologies for the Dremel sound in the background, but as you know, we do use Dremels.
Right, so this is a full beans, more advanced version with sticky tape.
So we've got
a speaker and more parts.
the lights,
Yeah.
and we have a speaker.
Yeah.
And the speaker is obviously going to produce sound.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stick it in and we'll give it a little trial. So how do you want the speaker facing? Into the helmet, against the plastic?
Well, probably like that. You get the most acoustics from it that way around.
That's actually...
That works really well.
well, it's not too bad. Do you want to come round here and film it?
Okay.
Show us what you got.
Startup sound.
That's the startup sound.
That's the startup sound.
That's the startup sound.
Yeah, startup sound. So you have multiple functions that you can use a little remote for. And there's, I think there's 50 voice samples in there.
50?
Something like that, if I remember.
What did that one say?
Something about mustard. And you also have, just for funs, and
Quite loud.
you can change the volume on it too. Do that in a minute.
So how are you doing the voice?
Press A. There you go.
Is that scrolling through?
No, I haven't actually put that in there yet, but I will put that. So if you double click it or something, it'll automatically play it.
No, but it's a different...
Oh yeah, it's random. It picks from a library.
Random.
Random. Apart from the startup, which always has A. Okay. You're checking range now, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. How far away can I get from it?
Such a good perch. Look at him, man.
That's
It's like a
pretty good.
little elf. You know, he's reminding me of that episode of Twilight Zone with the gremlin on the plane who sits on the wing.
How? It's doing it from outside.
Yeah.
If we had like 50 of them all set up here now,
Yeah.
and we press that, would they all go off?
No, each remote is exclusively paired to that unit, but you can, if you want to, set them up so that all of them will be on one remote. So yeah, you could theoretically do what you asked for.
That'd be noisy, wouldn't it? Especially if they all said something different.
Yeah, they would.
We got in touch with you, and we said, will you make us some lights?
Yes. And so I said, yes, I'll make you lights.
And you made the lights, and then
I thought that's rather boring.
so then you
So then I
Develop this.
thought, we'll do this for you.
and see what.
Yeah, but this is my bread and butter. This is what I do. This is the same technology that went into, well, the same code and technology that went into working the not only the blasters but the TRamp units that I make, the blast effects kits, and all the other stuff that I do.
So we've got a little bit of time. I think now people have seen this because we're including the lights. The essential version, because we need
There you
lights
go. There you go.
to
The
finish
essential
the
version,
helmet.
Yeah.
So this is what we kind of budgeted for and worked out, and we knew we were including these.
Yeah.
And then you curveball us with the you turn
Which
it
is turned off. But you can turn it back on.
off. with the sound. So
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice thing, especially for a display piece. It gives you a little extra interactivity with your helmet.
can people hear that, do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Let's just
Oh, that's going to be loud.
I mean, this is a big room. Anyway, you came up with this idea.
Yeah.
Which It's pretty cool. I think you did do something like this for me on Asylum
I did. That was years ago,
one
wasn't
time.
it? Yeah.
Yes, which was cool.
Yeah.
So this is going to be something that obviously we've not even considered or thought about this. But I think what we'll do
something
is,
I made to bring up and show you this morning.
yeah, if we work out some details on this, maybe we can offer this as an upgrade.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to do that, because at this point nothing's made, installed, or fitted or finalised, so we can always do this. There isn't a little bit of an extra cost, I'm guessing, on this.
Yeah, they are
because
more
of the
expensive.
board and
But there's about
the hardware.
3 times the hardware.
But if somebody's seen this and they're like, I've got to have that. Now, I mean, that opens up something interesting to me, because there will be people who want this, and then say there's a small number, then there'll be a small number of these helmets that have got that extra thing. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Not something we considered, thought about, factored in.
You could have a Supreme Edition. In Greece.
So amazing. Now, one thing that I will say is, this has been a 5-minute or 10-minute video, and it was all about these test fitting, having a look, finalising things, all the rest of it. But you are going to stick around. We're going to do podcast with you.
Yep.
Where we can sit down, have a bit of a chat, about your background.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to learn more about TRamp,
I can't imagine why.
I'm sure there will be a lot of people interested, but a lot of people who won't have been aware of the kind of stuff that you make and all the other crazy stuff that you make, which is not just for trooping. There's a lot of stuff
there's all sorts
for
of things.
collectors as well.
Yeah.
That you kind of prototype and then don't have time to make, because I know that you're
there's
mad
dozens
busy.
of projects.
But anyway, check that out. We'll be dropping the podcast probably sometime next week, so people will maybe listen to that and learn a lot more.
Cool. You're going to feed me before I have to go home? Is that a yes or no?
So those who are not familiar with TRamp, Paul's an electronic whiz, produces some amazing stuff, really well thought out and brilliantly executed projects. Some of it just blows my mind. We are doing a podcast with him which will be out in the next week or so, I would have thought, and we'll get in depth with Paul and talk to him more about some of those weird and wonderful things he does. But yeah, he's got a real flair. He's the guy who puts all the electronics into blasters with the lights and the sounds and all the weird and wonderful things he can do. So it was no surprise when he turned up today, and he'd not just made lights, but he'd done something with that sort of tramp flourish. So there you go, bit of a bonus Boushh video. Next week, I'm not sure what we're going to be up to, but I'm sure it won't be Boushh. So tune in then, and until then, I'll see you later.